This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. Here I am hitting up some deficit pulls. The deficit pull is just to increase the range of motion and make the deadlift a little bit harder. For some individuals, especially guys that are real thin and females, they might find a deficit pull easier to get themselves tight on. So if you have people who have trouble getting tightness in the deadlift, speaking of tightness, let's watch this right here. Ryan Cove has tremendous mobility through the hips, and due to the fact that he's got so much mobility, he's going to have to figure out some ways to get tighter at the bottom there so he doesn't crumple up. But a deficit pull, you put somebody on, you put a female on a 3 or 4 inch deficit, or a skinnier, smaller male lifter, and a lot of times it can help teach them to get tight, just because the increased tension on the muscles as they bend down, as they bend over for the barbell. The increased tension on the muscles is quite a bit, and that'll teach them to get a little bit tighter. They're also going to be able to feel their stomach now that they're folded over more, and it's a great way to teach them to get tight at the bottom of the lift. Bigger guys don't really need that because they're already big, they're already wound up, and we're already pretty stuck together. But the advantage of the deficit pull is just that it puts you in a crappy position. I've really been trying to work on my deadlift and trying to work on my form, and you can see here, for me, the form is definitely improved, but I felt it was better the week before. Sometimes it has to do with the way I feel. The healthier I feel, the better positions I can get into. And on that same note, sometimes the best thing for me to do is to only pull about every other week, or pull heavy every other week, and have different types of pulls in between. And that way, I feel healthier coming into each training session. Here's Kara Weston hitting up some box squats with the cambered bar. Here's my boy Silent Mike hitting up some chain squats. You can see those chains really unloading on the floor there as he gets below parallel. Mike is kind of a moderate to close stance squatter. He's been working on... Whoa! This guy ripped his shirt off. This is a CrossFit workout now. Can't remember what weight this is right here. I want to say it's about 545. But really the weight is insignificant. It's more about being jacked and tan, isn't it? But as you can see there, working again without the belt, trying to build up that lower back. Got a little blood going there into the new Reebok kick and the new Reebok shoes. I'm really in love with these shoes. Feeling great on pulls and squats. Treston Shull hammering out a strong pull. You can see Mike is real diligent about setting up similar each time, getting his breaths down similar each time. Breath, not breasts. And basically, nearly every squat he does looks the same. And that's a good thing. That's refining your technique, and that's figuring out. It's a great way to figure out what you're good at. It's a great way to figure out the way that you should be lifting. When you continually try to stay in a certain groove and stay in a certain pattern. Damon's doing a good job of it right there too, staying tight. I believe this is 605. Had to put the shirt back on. I apologize in advance, but you can't really have a belt on and have a shirt off. That's like €2 for me. And also, it just kind of hurts. Pinches your skin and shit. I think maybe on this day I need to bring my stance in just a pinch due to the deficit. Even though it's just one mat down there, it made a big difference. So here's I believe it's 605. I can't remember now. Yeah, that's it. That's 605 right there for sure. You can tell how I got out of position out of the bottom. You can see the weight on my underhand is getting a little bit further away from me than it should. Should be a little closer to my body. Chest should be up a little bit more. But I was having a little trouble sinking the hips on this day. And again, probably just moving the stance in probably would have helped a lot. Treston Shull banging out another set. Almost killed the little dog there. I always thought a good name for that dog would be D-Ball. But I don't think that's his name. I think his name is Radar. Here goes Silent Mike again. Again, the chains are getting heavier at the top, lighter at the bottom. It's a good change of pace, even if you're a raw lifter. But here I'm going with, this is 535. I brought the weight back down a little bit. and I'm on 2 mats now. So increasing the range of motion even further. And I was kind of hoping to get more reps there, but ever since I fell with a couple of almost a full year ago now, I guess it was over a year ago now. It's been sumo raw deadlifts kill my knee. Just they twist them in a weird way, and so I was only able to get 3. And then I took a mat out and immediately went again and did 3 more, just to get that work in. Here comes Treston Shull now. I believe this is around 635 he's got on here now. You can see how he's really able to blast it off the floor pretty good. Now here we go. We're talking about him getting tighter, him getting better tension. And a lot of people don't realize that the tension and the tightness comes from the arms and comes from the lats. And you want to try to keep your arms in close to your body. And you don't want any space between where your arms are and where your inner thigh is. So you got to see how he's getting that a little closer there. But he's got to get that mid-back a little tighter and a little straighter. Treston typically kind of has a little bit of a rounded back when he lifts, which is okay. I think that's just the way he's built. And see, that's kind of more what we're looking for. You see how his lower back is still slumped over a little bit. That's not the worst thing in the world. But look at how upright he got there, and look how smooth that lockout became. And I think that was around 655. He's just getting back in meat shape, so meat shape. How disgusting does that sound? Treston Shull's getting back into meat shape. Oh my God, that sounds horrifying. All the bears out there are going to eat that one alive. Anyway, he's getting back to his competition strength. And so 655 and just a pair of briefs is not bad. I think when it gets closer to the meet, he'll be more in the 685, 700 range. And he should be pulling, with his strength and mobility, he should be pulling, 770, 800 pounds, something like that, hopefully. And squatting around 11. And so now I had him go back down and kind of work on that form, work on that technique, and do some speed work. There's nothing wrong with doing a lift the right way. And if you feel like you didn't get enough work in, you feel like you didn't do enough on a day, it's always wise to go back down. Even if you go back down a lot, even if you go back down to like 2 plates or even 1 plate, and you just practice, then you're going to get better. There's Chris working on some front squats. Front squats are a great exercise. Work your core and work your quads. And that is it from supertraining.tv.